Well, a pleasant good morning to all this morning. Oh, it is such a wonderful, wonderful, and beautiful sight. Beautiful feelings to rise up to see the dawn of a new day. Yes. It's a feeling of appreciation. You appreciate that life is abound. So you are happy. You're giving thanks. Brand new day, and you are able to see the dawn of today. Now this morning, as you notice, warning is my topic this morning. And the reason why warning is my topic is that I'm valuing values and attitudes. And he that knoweth the right and do the wrong shall be spanked with many stripes. So if you know the right thing and you persistently, perpetually doing the wrong thing, then you are setting up yourself for many stripes. So as the book says, if you know better, then you do better. I remember Ezekiel 33 that said, you were set as an watchman, Ezekiel, to warn this nation. And the purpose for you warning the nation is not because you are a troublemaker while you're warning the nation. It's because you don't want the nation's blood to rest on his shoulder. So he make sure do what he has to do. Jonah was sent to Nineveh, yes, and Jonah decided to go his own way, and Jonah has to pay the penalty, right, for going his own way. Now I get this warning to give to you. Now in the days of Jonah and in the days of Ezekiel, I'm quite sure they did not have social media. I'm quite sure. So Jonah, right, and Ezekiel, Elisha and Elijah, they had was to do it on foot, right? But we are now enjoying the luxury of social media, that I can be here in Jamaica and you can stay in Africa, Addis Ababa, right? Right? You can stay in America, New Zealand, and hearing this warning. So there is no excuse. And the Bible details you that knowledge will increase, whether technology or knowledge, right? It has been increased, and it is right in front of your very eyes, right? It is you who are to utilize, yes, the knowledge that we have, and that you have, the opportunity and the luxury that we have to get the message out to the people. All right. In recent times, I got a message, I would say for the world, but let's say I'm a Jamaican, and I am a Jamaican, and I have been seeing what is happening, and the Almighty continues to speak to me and the subject and the matter, and each time I neglect what he had said to me. The Almighty speak louder to me on the subject, right? And it's for all of us, both male and female. As Elijah did get the prophecy, right? And Ahab, the king at the time, did not like Elijah. Jezebel did not love Elijah, right? They did not in Elijah's corner, because Elijah was prophesying not for them, but prophesying against them. So wherever the prophet is, whether it is Elijah or it is Tom Strokes, from you are prophesying in about a certain individual or a certain attitude of the people, rest assured that they're going to go against you. Right? Yes, rest assured that they're not going to be with you. Right? And I'm sorry for the disturbance that you may hear as we go through this telecast. I have to place myself where I can get a good flow of the Wi-Fi. Right? So I'm closer to the road, but now I'm getting a better feed. Right? Yes. So my message to the world today is about sex. Yes? S is about sex. I'm bearing the name this morning, those who know me, as Pussy Man. And when I got that name, when I take on that name, right, it wasn't for fun. It wasn't for fun, it was for the purpose of establishing the place where all life comes from. And as according to the language barrier, the language we speak, we refer to it in this part of the world as pussy. In another part of the world, in Europe, they would refer to it as vagina. In other parts, in China, they would refer to it as sheep peng. Some place they call it chow chow, right? Referring to that wonderful placed, wonderful whole of life, right? And it ought to be respected, it ought to be honored, it ought to be treated fine, right? God was so unique when he was creating human being that he created both male and female. Yes, right? And he distinctly placed them this way, with one with a pole and the other with a hole, right? The male with the pole and the female with the hole. So there it can be no mistake there, right? They were distinctly made, right? Right? So whichever part of the world you are from this morning and you are watching, if you are a male, consider yourself as a male. And if you are a female, consider yourself as a female. I know there's a lot of perversity around in this time. And I know the ones who are not authentic, I know you ain't gonna up in arms with me. And for many reasons, the question of guilt will come to the forefront. Yes, the question of guilt and of consequences will come to the forefront, and that's what makes he ain't gonna like me. Now, Jezebel, neither neither Ahab were up in arms with Elijah. Amaziah did not up in arms with Elisha, right? Because they were prophesying against the custom of how they rule the people in the direction that they're taking God's people, right? So they did not up in arms with him when he is telling them this what God has said to them straight from the horse's mouth. No, they did not believe it, right? And remember, Elijah has to take up him foot in him hand and run away from them because they were so much against him. Now, I said all of that to say this. The Almighty, the God of nature, has given me a message to pass on to the world. And it's about the wrong practices, even the wrong thought, or the ignorance of buying and selling sexual activities. Right? 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 The whole question, the whole concept of selling sex is a flawed and it is false. It is not right. It is not good for humanity. Now, I know, as I said, that someone is saying to me, that was here from its inception. Hey, yes, could maybe true, right? You know, read about the woman at the well, but that still doesn't mean that it is right. We did have disobedient children from its inception. We did have perverters from its inception. As a matter of fact, it was disobedient that causes the separation of Lucifer and God, right? So we always gonna have that, but there's a thing called consequence that will come after, right? After you have made your choice, right? The consequence will be yours. The choice you make that makes a difference. You understand me, right? So for those colors and those well-learned gonna question it was here from its inception, right? Right? You cannot stop that. Oh no. But you must try and remember, when you tell me those things, I know you're not researching. I know you're just speaking randomly. Right? And you did not, if you were, you would have seen that it was Elijah alone amongst the whole rest, all the other rest of people. God used Elijah, right? Right? As an individual to stand up amongst Ahab and his multitudes, right? Right? Just one it takes to make a difference. And didn't Elijah make a difference in warning Ahab? And the consequence were there. Now, I urge each and every one of you, do some researches. If you are going to rebut what I am saying, don't do so unless you have done some researches, right? Don't come to me with your ego and your anger and your guilt, right? Right? No. Don't let guilt propel you to rebut me or say something, comment something, or attack me on something. Now, I've been quite I've been quite vociferous in recent time about sex buying and sex selling. And don't ask if I don't come under heavy criticism. Right? Now, for those that know me, knows that I speak about from sex to politics. Whatever I thought in my own self that is not right, I am gonna publicly speak on it, right? Without fear, as Elijah did not have any fear. The fiery prophet, the one that called down fire from heaven, right? And so am I. I am not afraid to speak to he, she, nor the old lady, right? Now, to be a worthwhile prophet, you have to know first, whom are you working for? Who are you listening to? Who is your master? Who created you? Is it the law of the land, or is it the creator who created you? Right? So you have to make a definite distinction of whom your masters is, and you listen and do what your master said you are to do. And so I listen to my spiritual master, my creator. And when he said to me, speak on this topic, no devil from the pit of hell can lock this mouth up. Right? Right? No, no matter how strong you are, right? No matter how materialistic, rich you are, right? No matter your name, no matter your game. And I got a message for you. Rest assured that you will get it. It leaves to you if you want to receive it. But I'm going to give it to you. Right? Right? No uncertain manner. Right? So here we go. The selling or the attempt selling of the human body parts is wrong. Totally wrong. And so if you did not know, for those of you who ready to attack, ready to tackle, I am making it known to you that the selling of your body is totally wrong. If you did not know before, take this morning as a morning that you have learned something. The selling of sex is totally wrong. And for that young miss that tackled me under the big tree downtown Kingston yesterday, right? What you do, you only show your guilt. Now, it is very, very embarrassing when you can thief, but you cannot hide. You don't know how to hide, right? So you do the things and you know it is wrong, right? And when it had brought to you face to face, your guilt will make you behave in a manner that insensitive, right? Because all you do, you confirm what the prophet has said or the person has said through your behavior, right? No one knows you. No downtown Kingston filled parade with people waiting on their various transportation, right? To go about their business. Lo and behold, I came there speaking on sex selling, and it perturbed and upset you so much that you threatened me. You promised me box, you promised me kick, you promised me thump. Because the guilt of you doing the things that is wrong. That's why the suicide rate is climbing, and it is guilt is responsible for the suicide rate to be climbing. When you find yourself in position like this and you do not know where to turn, you take it out back on your own self, but don't want to face the next day because of your guilt. And the government can go around, and all of the scholars them can go around searching for reasons, right? And you're not looking at one personal guilt that causes the suicidal rate in Jamaica to keep climbing when the things have done overnight. And to face the day, it's a very difficult task. When John public gonna heard about it, when the news media gonna pick it up, you are so high in mind, so pretty, so you thought of yourself so much, right? Seeing the prospect of you going behind bars, a place that you have scorned from the outside, and to find that you are going to go inside by the things that you do, then you preferred not to, right? So what is needed here is the proper awareness how to prevent, right? How to prevent, right? I always said, you don't fight crime, but you prevent the possibility. You block the way of breathing the reason for crime, right? So when the criminals, they comes up and they're already being a criminal, that could be too late. Now, provided more opportunities for the youths from the roots, so they can have something to occupy their mind from an early stage. Make all that is for us available for the youths, right? So they can comfortable, including selling their bodies, right? A lot of this selling of the body has been driven by scarce benefits, right? The benefit of living clean, the benefit of doing the right thing. And when you make your world so hard, right? When you make your world so hard, when you have laws against simple things to make the youths comfortable, what do you expect? They are going to go behind the scene to try and survive, right? So those are the avenues that you blocked first. Opportunities for the youths, right? Opportunities for the youths. If you go around by back road today, tomorrow, tonight, later on, very rare you find an elder over there at the sex market. It's all young, vibrant, strong people selling their body, although they make their decision. Mangoes, pear, apple, yam, potato, and everything else could have been sold. But the cost of them, the cost of buying the mangoes, the cost of taking it from the country to Kingston, when they finished sell that, they had no profit, right? Right? So that is the reason why they have turned to their body that they don't have to buy. Now you find the male now get jealous, and the escalation of the rectum now competing with the vagina in sales out there, right? So you find a market of male and female selling sexual activities, right? Right? I know a lot of them don't want to hear it, you know. I know a lot of them just see me things and just a roll past it. I know a lot of them wouldn't give me a likes. because of the raw truth that I'm splashing onto you this morning. Because of your guilt, you stood there and wish it's a gunshot you be getting a boy. Yeah? Yeah? Lots of you are saying that right now. And as you come up and you see me and you heard the topic, you said, "A boy there," right? But I'm telling you the truth, and it is because of the love of humanity why I can hear standing before you this morning and saying, "Whoa, this is wrong." Remember, you know, I am not blaming one set. If you heard me blame the authorities too, for making the cost of living so high, so wicked, right? That they have to sell what they do not buy. They have to sell. When I was going to school, you know, we used to get some books to study. The little time I go to school, because I didn't go to school much, right? They would, you see, they would write on it, "Free issue." These are for free, right? So when the Almighty created us, He gave us life for free, right? He didn't charge us for it, right? Everything, the greatest gift on earth is a free gift, which is the gift of life that we all benefit from, right? But you use your materialistic mind and the power of your office to suppress and oppress people, right? And this is the reason why I am here warning each and every one, the sellers of sex and those that causes the young people to sell sex. We are calling on every groups and organization to desist from teaching the youth the wrong message, right? We are calling on all organization, LGBTQ, right? And you mentioned all of them, right? All the groups and organization that leading the Almighty's children astray, to please desist from doing so, because that grand day is coming when you all have to pay. It's up to you if you want to disobey. But I'm telling you this morning, I'm telling you without any form of hatred or malice, but with love, true love, I urges you to desist from teaching and preaching same-sex marriage. It is wrong from the pit of hell, right? And to the detriment of our youth that is now devouring those teachings from the schools level, right? I beg unto you, I beseech unto you to desist from doing so, right? As a humble servant of the living God, right? I urges all pastors, right? All churches, all educators this morning. The warning is for you, right? Woe be unto the one that lead my people astray this morning. Desist from doing so, right? Right? Avoid. Listen to this voice.
But yes, I am the way. I am the way and the true God. But the true vine, we are branches of the
Amen. Right? That's a passerby. Right? I urges you all who are in the practice, who are not knowledgeable, and going into the practice because of greed, I ask you all to think twice. As my good friend Peanut Dread would say, there's a day of Radam. There's a time of Radam. Because every day you carry the bucket to the well, there is a day when the bottom of that bucket will drop, fall to the ground, and you will hear Radam. It has no use again. Cannot hold the water again. Right? So that day when you will be useless, right? If you don't obey, you will pay. Right? So you make up your mind what you want to do, obey or pay. It takes a whole lot. Either way, to pay or to obey. Now, you have to swallow your pride to obey. Right? You have to swallow your pride to obey. You have to dig deep in your soul to pay. Right? Right? So make the decision. I'm giving it to you as clear as day for you to see what you are doing, right, to your own self. No one can obey you. You obey yourself by your belief. By your belief. You can take care of yourself. Right? You need no one to take care of you. Right? And I just want to remind you of the prophet Elijah. Right? One whom I emulate as a fiery and outspoken individual. Right? Like some people would say, I don't know where I got this from, but I'm not saying I don't know. I know I got it from my master. And I knew when I got it, but didn't believe that I got it. Right? I knew. Did not believe that I got it, but I got it from my master. Right? Right? Now, many people would have thought that the prophets, as the prophets today, we are seeing highfalutin, live in big mansion. Elijah did live in a cave. Right? Elijah did live in a cave. Right? Oh, I think I can safely say this now, as the Oxford Dictionary has finally give us the word jankro as a legal word in the Oxford Dictionary. Thank you, Oxford. Yes. So I can say, is jankro. Jankro has fed Elijah in the brook. Right? Go back and do some researches. If you're not researching, right? If you're not researching, then you are going to find yourself in problem. If you're not researching, if you're spending all the time on TikTok and watching Rosalie and all of those people's business, Vibes Cartel, right? Spice business, and not researching, you're going to find yourself in trouble. You're going to come on the streets and speak things that you do not know. You're going to adopt principle which isn't right. Right? Go and do your own researches. Right? Yes? Yes, the opportunity is there. Everything is there for you. Oh, glory be to God this morning. Yes. Everything is there this morning for you to gravitate onto. Make the right choice. Yes? Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Right? Do the right thing. And one of the right things you could do just now is to share this live onto someone. That is one of the right thing to do right now. Do the right thing in encouraging someone to come and listen truth. Do the right thing, right? Encourage someone this morning to see this man speaking truth from the root and from his heart, right? Don't be selfish with it. Do the right thing. To invite 10 people to come and hear this truth. Now, engage with truth, right? This is not the algorithm, right? Right? This is mortal man in the spirit, in the scope of life, right? This is not an artificial intelligence. This is natural intelligence speaking to you this morning. It is no animated stuff. This is real. Okay? Right. Right. So, these are the things you shared, right? These are the things you spread about. These are the things you vloggers speak about, right? Right? The righteousness, the purity, and the sanity of God's word, right? And the action and the alkalinity of God's people, right? Go and do some more research before you agree or disagree or criticize or condemn, right? Go and do some research. Don't be a follow-backer. Don't be a follow-backer. Don't love to follow, right? Don't love followers, right? Be a leader this morning. Do your own research. What you don't know, I guarantee that the Holy Spirit will teach you. But you have to make that effort. If you don't make that effort to learn the spiritual things of life, then you will left in the dark and being a follow-backer. Anything them tell you to do, you do it. Right? Just like how they are telling you that, they are telling the little ones in school that it's okay for you to feel sexual urge for your same sex. You see how they do it uniquely and how they package it neatly, that the little one must pay attention if you hear the language they use, right? If you ever heard the language they use and how they package it and presented it unto them, that they must gravitate onto it because their mind is fragile. Their mind is not yet developed, right? And that is where they started to do these things from, right? Right? But about 15 minutes leave. Alright, so I will have to get into the meat of the matter. Right? Thank God for my outdoor appearance this morning, as I've seen the birds, heard the birds, and I've seen the trees, the flowers, and the bees. That opened to my vocab so excellently, to bring this message, this warning unto you this morning. Stop sell sex. Stop sell your body, right? Stop from selling sex. That's the warning. East, west, north, and south. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. Stop selling sex, right? Right? Now, one would quick to ask, then how me live? Right? Remember, I urges everyone to love the vagina as according to the European language, the colonial language. And just for your knowledge, right, I will use the word vagina, right? 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 But I love to speak my language, but because I want you to at least listen and learn, Right? Because I can't say it one different way, you know. But I choose to say it in this language. All right. Stop the sales of your vagina. Stop the sales of your rectum. Right? Stop the sales of your vagina. Now. Stop the sales of your rectum. Now. Now. I mean now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Now. Stop the sales of your rectum. All right. Let's say stop the exchange of the use of your vagina or your rectum for money. Because really and truly, they cannot sell. Because what you bought, you take it home. So the whole concept of that is already wrong. Right? Right? So, I heard a Barbie asking, hey, y'all go carry money, come give me? No. Men, let me tell you this. All men, right around the world today, mine her, don't buy her. Mine her, don't buy her. If you find her suitable enough to enjoy a sexual moment with her, take full responsibility of her so that she don't have to look to John after you finished with her. Right? Right? Men, wanna hear me? Mine her, don't buy her. Right? Take responsibility of your action. You find that she's tight. You find that she's right. You find that she's nice. Make she also feel that way. Right? Be fair to her. Right? And be fair to yourself. Know that sexual activities is an energy exchange. Both benefit from sex. Not one person. It isn't a one-sided thing. Both benefit from sex. It's an energy exchange. Right? So, for sexual purpose, what you should have in mind first is the energy that you will receive from your sexual activities, not the money. The first is the energy, right, that you will receive from your sexual activities. The money should be the last thing on your mind. The man or the woman you have sex with, having sex with, should be the first on your mind. Not his material or her material values. Right? But they are the one first on your mind. The money, the material things, and that prevents a lot of you, especially the female, from getting the full meaning of sex. So a lot of you are having sex and it is waste of time, because if you don't come to a climax, then your sex is a waste of time. A complete waste of time. You receive nothing from that but money. Yes? Money. That's what. Right? And I say to you today, stop the sales of your body. Right? You're going to, when God created us, He created us male and female for us to join together for sexual purpose, for reproduction, for pleasure, right? And for energy serving. Yeah? You served me with your energy, and I contracted to you to serve you with my energy. So a lot of you are going into this business of sex and do not know what is sex. Right? Young people, I'm speaking to you. I know you're going to kiss your teeth this morning. Right? Because you have already sold sex last night. And you're planning to sell sex tonight. Right? You're on your way to sell some sex in the broiling sun. Right? Right? Yeah. So, you aren't going to be up in arms with me splashing the truth at you like that. Right? Yes. But you need to know, by the nook or by the crook, the message will have to pass. Bex or no Bex. Bex or not. Right? But the message have to pass on to you. Right? Stop selling sex. Right? Have sex only with persons your heart desire, and someone who will take responsibility of the action of what they do. Right? Yes? So choose the right person. At no time I'm saying you must not have sex. I want you to sex 10 times a day. Right? But have sex with the right person. Right? Right? Some of you having sex not with a man, but the money where the man have. That is what brings you, that is what feeds your mind. Is not the desire of your heart. Right? It is not the desire of your heart while you lie with Jack. It is because he has money. Right? And once those are the practices, then best believe me that it's not going to be smooth sailing. Something must go wrong. Even an infection you're going to pick up somewhere along the line. Even an infection you're going to pick up somewhere along the line. You're not going to get away scotch-free, right? For having an untrue relationship with an individual. Right? You're not going to get away scotching free. Right? So my word to you this morning, if that feelings doesn't come from within you, right? Let that individual, male or female, remain. Go and search diligently for your right fit. Are you a mechanic? You can't put Ford parts on Toyota. Right? You have to go do some conversion. Right? Go and find your right fit. Someone that will respect you. There is no respect when someone pay you to have sex with you. Young girls, remember this line. Underline it. Right? There is not one single respect when a man buy you. But there's trillions of respect when a man mind you. Yeah. Right? Longevity. Right? Longevity takes time to grow to know whether you want to settle or not. Right? Percy Sled said, take time to know him or her. It's not an overnight thing. But he didn't listen to mama. Just like all other you not listening to me right now. Right? Because you know forsake mama and papa. Mama and papa rubbish too no. Aye. You no listen to mama, you no listen to papa, who have the experience and this experience. Been there, done that. Right? But you no listen to them. Right? Have sex with people your heart desire. Right? How do you know that? Those are some of the questions were asked to me. Let me clear that up here and now. Right? Now, sex is a spiritual act and we are spiritual beings. Ain't we? Yes, we are. Right? So, the whole concept of sex, you have to approach it spiritually. Right? Not fundamentally or materially. Right? You have to handle sex as a spiritual thing. Then when you handle it as a spiritual thing, then you would the spirit would inform you of whom you are to be having sex with. Right? For instance, oh no, you don't get it. I know you don't get it. For instance, Hezekiah Paul is a rotten rich man. Don't know his money. Right? And you saw Hezekiah Paul passing. The first thing you see, the fancy car he drives, the superfine suits he wears, the jewelry around his neck. And you started to estimate him and you started to fall in love with all of those things. You still doesn't get to Hezekiah Paul himself or not. But as he's there standing beside you and he's giving you words like this, girl, you're fat, look how you, and the very thing that he is telling you that is fat, it's in that tights, it's in that panty, dead like a piece of log. No movements for the man. Because why? The spirit is telling you at that time that are just outer cleanliness you're looking at. The spirit is telling you, right? But you are not seeing, you are not listening, you are not obeying your spirit. You are going for the luxury looks. Yes? So let me tell you something. It applies, it goes both ways, you know. To prevent me from saying this again about the male, it goes, let me just hasten to say that it is the same thing. You see a girl and she be in her fancy car and her fancy house and her this and she have this and she have that, and you approach her, and sometimes all when the underwear is removed, the penis does not answer. Right? You are getting a message. Right? Sometimes you force your way. Sometimes you get embarrassed by forcing your way. When a penis is ready for a vagina, it tells you, it stands at attention, stiff like a rock. Right? So if you find that it is not standing up, right, and although she spread out there, don't force the issue. Said so long. Bye-bye. You must have those courage in you as a man. Right? And also as a woman, to resist the temptation of the dollars and the luxurious things that you're seeing. Right? You must have that sensitivity, that determination, right? That godliness about you. Right? This morning, I thank you for, The time we spent, I go a little over 9 o'clock, but stay tuned for more. There's a lot more to come. Valuing values and attitude. I want you all to heed the warning. Stop sell sex. Sex must only exchange with people whom your heart desire and whom you thought has some respect for you. Any man pay you for sex doesn't respect you. Any man, the female sell sex, doesn't respect the man. Right? Stop accepting insult for invitation. I'm out.